Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Hutchko. Today we are going to talk about the difference between similes and metaphors. Last week I taught you about similes and we learned that they compare things using the words like or as. And this week you're going through a sway currently right now and we are learning about metaphors and what they do. So today what I want to do with this chart is I want to kind of show you the difference between the two because you might be getting a little confused and you might be thinking these are kind of like the same things. And they are a little bit, but there are some definite differences that I think I can show you that will help you know the difference between the two. Okay, so let's talk about similes first. Okay, here's our similes. Similes, we know, are used in both poetry and fictional text. Okay, so we can add that. Used in fictional text and poetry. It's a piece of figurative language. It compares two things. And when it compares, it uses the words like or as. Okay, this is very important that you can remember that it uses the word like or as to compare because it cannot be a simile if you don't have the words like or as to compare. Okay, so that is really important. So far we have that they're both used in fictional text. Well, simile is that it compares two things and that it uses like or as to compare. All right, now that's a little different than a metaphor. Let's take a look at the metaphor. The metaphor is also used in fictional text and poetry. Okay, it also compares two things. Okay, now the biggest difference with the metaphor and the simile is that when it compares, it doesn't use like or as. It just says that something is or was something else. So it actually just says that something is something else, but it's comparing those two items. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. Let's do a simile first. We would say something like, his smile was as bright as the sun. Okay, so we are comparing his smile to the sun, and we're using the word as to do it. We could also say his smile was like the bright sun. Still a simile, just use the word like instead of as. Now, for a metaphor over here, we would say something like, his smile was the sun of my day. And here we're comparing his smile still to the sun, but instead we're saying it was the sun of my day. Both mean that his smile is very happy and that it lights up somebody's life and it makes them very warm and feel loved, but they just say it in two slightly different ways. His smile was as bright as the sun. His smile was the sun of my day. Very similar, but slight differences. Now, if you keep going through my sway, and I hope that you do, I hope that you're doing the whole entire lesson before you take the quiz, you are going to see next a couple of slides that have examples of metaphors. And it's basically, it's asking you which one is a metaphor and maybe why is it a metaphor, things like that. So good luck. I hope this helped you and make sure you work through the whole sway video. All right. Okay, thanks. Have a great day.